All right, hello everybody. Welcome to this special edition today of the New Earth Teachings webcast on a Sunday. I was not able to do the webcast on Friday because I was doing an interview with Spiritually Raw TV at that time. We kind of got a little bit of a mix-up from the times. And the night before, I was trying to fix it on YouTube to update it on Sunday, which I thought it did. And then it just went ahead and went forward and broadcasted it on Friday. I was like, what are you doing, YouTube? No, I corrected you. What's going on? So again, here we are at the special time today for the New Earth Teachings webcast. So with the New Earth Teachings webcast today, I'm going to be doing kind of a topic-based webcast today. So it's going to be about building your reality. And then we're going to do a group healing for anybody who would require some healing work. And then we'll be going on into Q&A. But of course, the first thing I do before I start these webcasts is do some announcements. Beautiful, sacred geometrical clothing, apparel, and accessories imbued with spirit source energy to heal, rejuvenate, detoxify, and strengthen the body. Shop now at healingcodeshop.com. Okay, so go to healingcodeshop.com for t-shirts and many accessories. I'm loving, again, the t-shirts. I'm wearing one of them today. Second announcement is the Healing Code Cards Mind Deck is available now. It's in digital edition. So again, I got a lot of people still asking me, Brad, is it in printed form? Is it a printed deck? Is it a physical deck? Not yet, guys. January. All right. So it is now in the process of being printed. So the order has already gone out. It's already in printed queue. So, and it is in the process of being printed. The printing takes about 3 months. Okay. So once it's all printed, then it's shipped out. And then brought to my front door. So again, the rough ETA would be around mid to late January. But if it does come a little bit earlier, or if it does come a little bit later, I'll be letting you guys know through YouTube, through Facebook, through social media. Okay. But the digital edition is available. Okay. And you can make the digital edition a physical deck. This is again where I talk about is that you use a 4-inch by 6-inch photo paper. Okay. So if you have a good quality color printer, and you have 4-inch by 6-inch photo paper, just print off the cards one by one, okay? Because you get them in PDF format. The PDF format will fit into the 4-inch by 6-inch, all right? You may just have to do a little bit of settings on your page setup or your printer, and then you'll be able to print them out in 4-inch by 6-inch, all right? So that, again, is an alternative while we're waiting for the printed edition to come in January. I wish it would take a quicker time, but unfortunately there's a lot of work involved with printing out the deck. Okay, so the Mind deck is coming out here in January, and yes, I have other decks that are going to be coming out as well too. Next summer is going to be the Energy deck, so that one is going to be my next project for the Healing Code cards in around summertime next year. Is the Energy deck, and there's going to be some really amazing cards contained in that deck as well too. So we're basically dealing with the vibration of a lot of different types of healing substances and so forth, where you actually don't have to take the substances. You basically get the vibrational effect of it in the body. So again, that's going to be something that I'm going to be working on come the summertime, is the Healing Code Cards Energy deck, and that'll be the next one. All right, another announcement is Adronis 2021, the year of transition and the point of no return. Okay, this is going to be happening this Friday, November 6th. Okay, it's a free event. You guys do not need to register for it. It's going to be here on YouTube Live. All right. So again, you just have to tune into the YouTube channel. I will be taking Q&A through live chat after Adronis comes through. So this is kind of like a free webinar / webcast. Adronis is really going to go deep here into a lot of information pertaining to 2021. He is going to be talking about the point of no return, December 21st, 2020, and the momentum for things to come. So it's going to be a very rich, extensive channeling that he is going to share. So I'm looking forward to that, again, happening this Friday at 12 p.m. Pacific, November 6th. And we have the giveaway. I was going to do this on Friday, but of course I wasn't available on Friday. So I'd like to announce the two winners for the Healing Code Cards free drawing, Kara Rubbers and Laura Lutz. So I will be contacting you guys after the presentation, after the webcast today, and you guys will be getting a free Healing Code Card body deck. And again, there will be another drawing that will be coming here in December. sorry, not December, the end of November. So you guys can still enter into the next free drawing. There will be 2 more Healing Code card decks that will be given away at the end of November. So again, congratulations to our 2 winners, and I will be contacting you after our webcast today through Facebook Messenger. Okay, congratulations once again. Okay, and of course, healingcodecards.com, amazon.ca, amazon.com. Healing Code Cards, the body deck is available, and of course, the digital edition of both the body deck and the mind deck is available. All right, so let's go ahead and get started today with our webcast. Again, thank you everybody for being here. I was kind of in a bit of a rush to get everything started today, so didn't even turn on my light there. There we go. Okay, so what we're going to do firstly is we're just going to be going into the topic of building your own reality. And like I said, afterwards, we'll be doing a group healing meditation, and then we'll be getting into Q&A. Now, the reason I wanted to do this is because there's been some really amazing shifts in this particular new technique that I've been developing. And it really just kind of came through a challenge state not too long ago as well, too. Building your reality really relates to the idea of building up your mental focus. All right, there is a story relating to a billionaire who was, again, very, very successful and did everything completely legit. And they actually had the FBI going to this particular billionaire, asking if he's done any particular types of Ponzi schemes or if he's done any particular forms of, deviousness relating to his business. They researched him and they found out that he was completely clean. All right, so this is, again, an American billionaire who was able to achieve success by working on mental focus, by being able to focus the mind. And he was actually trying to teach these FBI agents how to focus and train their mind to basically just take 5 minutes to perform a state of mental focus. Okay? So this is kind of what I'm going to be teaching you guys today as well, because this is what I've been doing in the past as well, relating to the youth body, for example, relating to personal health, relating to financial abundance also. What it relates to is just something that I call 5-minute focus, okay? So there's, I've talked about the BCR technique, the TC technique. I've talked about the black ball healing method as well. Well, this is the next big and simple technique, I would say. The next big technique is referred to as the 5-minute focus meditation, all right? So I've created an example that, again, relates to the youth body. This, again, is that younger version of myself, the 20-year-old version, right? So I create this because I see myself as that youth body, right? Now, also in the mind deck, there is the youth body enhancer that you can use as well, and that still works great also. But basically, this is just representing an example of the 5-minute focus. Right, so you're saying you're using a picture, and you're saying you're writing below, the perfect body, perfect organs, perfect neurological system, perfect senses, perfect glands, perfect joints, perfect nerves, perfect arteries, blood vessels, cells, perfect bodily systems, etc. And so again, it's like just an extension of what I've been sharing relating to the youth body. Right, here's the divine youth body symbol. Again, that came from that particular video when I was on Salt Spring, talking about the youth body as well. I don't know, I think it was the other video before that, just the divine youth body, where I was holding up this symbol and you guys could download it. And this still works fantastic as well. But what this new technique relates to is just being able to take 5 minutes of concentration. Now, for some people, I know that's a bit of a stretch. Some people may not have that particular type of focus. And that's fine. That took me a while to get even up to 3 minutes or 4 minutes or 5 minutes. Can I do it? Yes, I have been doing it. But you want to be able to concentrate your mind either through open-eyed meditation or closed-eyed meditation. So it doesn't really matter. So if I have this photo here, I can stare at it for 5 minutes and I'm not thinking of anything else. So I can do an open-eyed meditation, focusing for 5 minutes on this photo here. Or I can close my eyes and just envision that photo, because that photo is the permission that I have given relating to the image that I want to focus on to bring that energy into my life. All right. So 5 minutes of focus is all you really need. And again, this is what this apparent billionaire was able to do to basically build his entire empire. And he did not do anything shady. He did not do anything sneaky. I'd have to look into the fellow's name, so I don't have his name right now, but I'll have to look into that. But basically, he was able to teach these FBI agents how to work with mental focus. I think this was probably back in the 90s or something like that. But this, again, is something that we all have the capability of doing if we can build up our concentration, all right? So what you're doing is you're looking at your entire life, and you want to rebuild foundation. Okay, this is really the idea of building your reality. So really what this entails is, like I said, we want to do the BCR technique, we want to do the TC technique, we want to work in completely clearing away all those heavy emotional attachments, anything that is basically draining our energy, that we are putting a lot of our heart and soul into, that again is actually hurting us. We want to cut those cords. We want to do a lot of releasing work. We want to do a lot of love energy integration and accumulation. And as we start to go into that, and we start to feel a little more clearer, now we are susceptible to rebuilding our reality. So this is kind of like step 2 after the BCR and TC technique. Now, what I've always taught people to do is just do the BCR and TC technique for 30 days. Okay, every single day for 30 days. When you get up in the morning, you do the BCR technique. Again, if you're triggered, you work with the TC technique. You bring that love energy in. You clear that trigger. And you continue to do this for 30 days. After 30 days, you can now start moving into the life foundation practice. Okay? And the life foundation practice pertains to the 5-minute focusing. And it also relates to what's known as the life foundation circle. So this is not really a technique, as it is much more of a map. Okay? I don't actually have anything I don't have a whiteboard near me to really draw it out. But if you were to draw out a circle here, okay, on a white piece of paper, and within that circle, you're just creating bullet points. So you're just creating little dots. And these little dots relate to goals. You want to create these milestones. You want to create these pillars, so to speak, that are contained within a circle, because a circle has no walls. So one of those examples may be financial abundance. Another example may be emotional discipline. Okay? Another example may be getting a house, whatever it is, right? You are creating these foundations, and you are creating a brand new blueprint of your life entirely. So after 30 days of the BCR and TC technique, you're working on clearing away a lot of the old rubbish, a lot of the old garbage, a lot of the old gunk and junk. Or maybe it's the idea of an old job that was really not treating you too well, that you weren't making enough money, and you were working with love energy, and you feel a great pick-me-up. And you say, you know what, I'm going to start working towards this career. I'm going to start doing this instead. And now that can be one of the bullet points in your life foundation circle, right? You start creating a new career. You start developing new relationships. You start developing a new health routine, right? A healing routine. These are all, again, just examples. You may find a new relationship, a new partner coming into your life. That too is another example. So what you're doing is you're creating these pillars within a circle. And the great thing about being a circle is we can always stretch it out, and we can always add more pillars as well too. So these are your milestones. You are working with this life foundation circle, and you are adding these pillars that say, this is the new me. This is who I am going to be. Because I've done the BCR technique, I'm feeling a great deal of love flowing through me. I feel great. I feel like I've cut out a lot of the negative ties within my life. I had to let old friends go because I was just being leeched on. I had to let them go. I had to walk my own path. I had to let them walk my own path as well. And now I'm ready to begin anew. All right. So this again is part of the new practice. I will probably be doing a video on this because I want to have a whiteboard where I can demonstrate the life foundation circle and talk a little bit more about the 5-minute focus. Okay. So just being able to focus for 5 minutes with me doing a couple of different themes, they've already started to come to pass very, very quickly. It's quite amazing. Within a couple of days, one of them just already came to pass. So I'm really amazed by the 5-minute focus. Like I said, I've done focus work in the past, but maybe about 2 minutes, 3 minutes in that sense, and they've come through gradually. But when you have that really intense, focus of 5 minutes, just basically putting 5 minutes on the clock and saying, okay, focus on this. And like I said, whether you're doing it open-eyed or whether you're doing it closed-eyed, does not matter. As long as your focus and your intent is towards that image. So you are creating an image based upon what your focused intent represents. So like I said, if it's the youth body, if it's the perfect body, you have an image for that. So for me, it's my 20-year-old self, right? For you, it might be something else. For you, it may just be the idea of looking at a diamond, for example, and that diamond represents your youth body, your perfect body. That too works. Like I said, you can find that in the mind deck as well too, of working with the youth body enhancer. Maybe that's all you need for that, and that's fine too. This is just an example, okay? But you are learning to develop your mind to focus for 5 minutes. Now, for a lot of people, it's very, very difficult, right? I've been doing meditation nonstop for 12 years. And so for me, it's a little natural for me to do that. When I was first doing meditation, I was struggling a lot with focus, right? And all I really did was just slow my breath down, and I followed the breath. So maybe I was doing about 6 or 7 breaths per minute, okay? And that is just, yes, healthily, on a healthy level, oxygenating your body and just slowing your heart rate and getting yourself into a state of calmness and just concentrating on that slow, deep breath. And as I did that a lot more, I noticed that I had a lot more focus, right? Or I would pay attention to a distant sound. If there was a bird in the background chirping, I would tune into that, and I would just listen to the bird. If I was near a river, right, I would listen to the water flowing, and I would tune into that. So what we are doing is we're attempting to create single-pointed focus. It's the same thing when your eyes are open and you're looking at an object, right, or you're looking at a photo, for example, and you're still maintaining your focus for 5 minutes. If you can do 5 minutes, you're going to have an incredible shift relating to manifestations coming to your life. Like I said, I've done 2-minute focus, 3-minute focus. 5-minute was quite a stretch, but I was able to pull it off, right? You guys can too. It's just a matter of being able to discipline yourself into that state of meditation, whether you are looking at this through open eyes or whether you are looking at it through closed eyes. So like I said, I am going to do a video on this about the Life Foundation Circle, about the 5-minute focus. And like I said, it is something that can radically transform your life. And it's really just rebuilding your reality from the ground up. You start from the beginning, okay? We don't want to start into a point where we're kind of on the cusp between old habits and trying to create something brand new. We want everything really to be tranquilized. We want everything to be neutralized. So even if we do have things that we're carrying forward, there's a new version to it. Okay, if we're still with a partner, he or she represents a big part of your life, there's a new transformation with that. You feel different relating to that partner. He or she feels different to you, right? So that is something that has been emerged in a much more greater harmony, right? And that's coming into your life. And he or she would represent one of your foundation pillars in the foundation circle, okay, Life Foundation Circle. So you are creating these brand new pillars, these milestones, within the Life Foundation Circle that's helping you to elevate yourself on a grander level, which means that you are creating a brand new circle that exists all around you, where you may notice that I'm not going to involve myself with world events anymore. I'm not concerning myself with worldly affairs. That doesn't interest me anymore. I may keep an open ear about what is going on, but I am not going to get involved in the drama. I'm not going to get involved about what's happening on the planet. Because the funny thing is that you could have next door neighbors, screaming to the sky about some political mumbo jumbo that's going on. You will not be touched by it whatsoever, because it is not included in the energetic frequency of your Life Foundation Circle, right? If it's not one of your pillars, you will learn how not to even be affected by it, right? There could be people just shouting political jargon down the street, going to every house and knocking on the door. They won't even knock on your door, right? That energy that you have been able to discipline will prevent that vibration of even coming into your reality, right? This is how powerful this is. You will certainly witness it from platforms. You will witness it from other people, but you will not be personally involved with it, okay? That's how powerful your vibration is. That's how powerful your mind is. And what we are attempting to do is we are steadying the mind. We are centering the mind. We're bringing the mind into the silver lining. So once that we have achieved these pillars that really bring us into a state of peace, we can now transcend the mind, and we go beyond it, and we go deeper into spirit, right? So it's not about feeling that you have to leave your mind in shambles and thinking that you just discard it and going up into spirit. That's an illusion, right? There are some masters that have talked about it and say, just abandon your mind, just leave it. You can't, right? You really want to make sure that you are bringing peace to your mind, just like you bring peace to your body. If you are in chaos relating to your body, and your body is going to start acting up, it's going to get sick, it's going to get ill, it's going to get injured, it's going to be toxic. We want to correct the body. We want to balance it. We want to bring it into the silver lining. We want to harmony with it. We want to balance it out. As we do that, we make peace with the body. We can now transcend the body because we have made peace with ourselves and realizing I am more than the physical body. Now we go to our mind, and this is where we create the life foundation circle. This is where we do the 5-minute focus. And now we start building these pillars. We start feeling such a beautiful equilibrium with ourselves because these pillars that we put up are not mandatory. They're just the nature of how we have developed a peaceful equilibrium within ourselves. So when we erect these pillars in the circle of the life foundation, we are creating these pillars as the true structure that holds our peace together. And they are made out of spirit light, which means they cannot falter. They cannot break apart. They cannot disintegrate. They are permanent, right? So you're the only one that decides to take a pillar down or to erect another pillar up. You're surrounded by this circle all the time, and your mind has become stabilized. It's the pillars that are holding your mind together and bringing you into the silver lining of the mind. So therefore you make peace with the mind. You're not in animosity. You're not in conflict relating to anything anymore. You've created these simple milestones and saying, okay, I have a pristine, healthy body, and I'm continuing to support that. I have a beautiful, loving relationship, and I enjoy the relationship as so much, right? I don't need that partner to complete me, but I just enjoy the presence relating to that partner and myself. We complement each other. Great. You're at peace with that, okay? And now I'm able to go on trips, right? Maybe I'm able to bring, again, more different forms of financial abundance to me. And I'm completely at peace with my money situation. I'm completely at peace with my career situation. Great. You've created those particular pillars, those milestones for yourself, because you have to make it unique to you. It's not something else that somebody can do for you. So as all these pillars become erected in your circle and they stabilize your mind, your body is at peace, your mind is at peace, and now you know that you are beyond the body and the mind. Now you can work together in connecting to spirit, because now spirit becomes your entire life. I've made peace with the body, I've made peace with the mind, and now I am one with God. Now I am at one with God, because there is no more of an uproar. There's no more conflict. There's no more hardship relating to the situation with my body. As much as I enjoy being in a body, I realize I am not the body. As much as I enjoy working with the mind, I realize I am not the mind. For who I truly am spirit. I am spirit. I am one with God. I am one with the Father, and the Father is one with me. I am one with Mother, Father God. And you get into that alignment because you have made peace with yourself. There's nothing within your life foundation circle that is saying to you, oh, this is conflicting. This is going to lead to disaster. Because it's not about actually including the responsibility of anybody else in your circle. This is a circle, a foundation, pillars of self-responsibility, of self-growth, of self-discipline, right? So there may be, again, for example, a partner within your life, but you are not relying upon the idea of something of you to satisfy her or him, right? You are bringing all of that love energy to just be yourself. You're being yourself, you're being natural, you're being genuine. And again, whether that partner enjoys that or not, that doesn't matter, right? You have harmonious relationships because you have made a promise to be genuine to yourself. And we still use the BCR and TC technique when we're building our life foundation. That doesn't end. We continue to use that. We continue to accumulate love energy more and more each and every day, that we are building the foundation of our new life, right? So this is what I wanted to share with you guys about rebuilding your reality. So I am going to be making a video about this, maybe this week, hopefully, if I have some time. And but this will be a very, very extensive topic, a lot more. So when you really get into this, you make peace with your body, you make peace with your mind, and now you can go to God. And it's the most wonderful, exhilarating thing there is. I'm still building my foundation as well and working on empowering the pillars in the foundation. And it's working very, very well. It's working very, very quickly. Again, it's amazing. Okay, so everybody, that is just a short presentation I wanted to share with you all. And we're now going to go ahead and move on to a group Q&A healing. Group healing. Q&A will be afterwards. We'll be getting into a group healing firstly. So let's go ahead and get ourselves into a relaxed, comfortable state, making sure the body is free of any tension. Okay. Keeping your spine nice and erect. You can place your hands upon the center of your chest if you want. And we're just going to take 3 slow, deep breaths in. And exhale. And again, inhale. Exhale. And one more time, inhale. Exhale. And relaxing and breathing normally. Okay, so as this is going to be a group healing, what I'm going to get you all to do right now is just bring your focus and awareness down to the base of the spine. You can even place your hands close to the base of the spine if you want. All right, and you are again seeing black roots coming out through the base of the spine. They are going down the legs, going all the way down to the bottom of the feet. Center of the bottom of the feet are opening up, and those roots are going deeply into the earth. Okay, and you're feeling those roots going deeper and deeper and deeper. And feel free to connect directly with the heart of the earth, the core of the earth. All right? Feel those roots connecting directly with her heart. And now we're just doing a simple scan of our body, and all we're doing is we're just removing surface tension. Okay, this is all just surface-based tension. We're not going deep into the bowels of ourself just yet, but we're just noticing if there's any surface tension, if we're feeling there's a bit of a stiffness, a bit of an ache or soreness. We're seeing that again as black liquid, and we're putting it directly into the base of the spine. Okay, so all of that black liquid is moving into the base of the spine, and we're now flowing that black liquid energy of denseness, flowing through the black roots, going out through the body, out through the bottom of the feet, going deeply into the earth, and just again giving our love and our blessing to the earth. Thank you, Mother Earth. Please transmute all of this dense energy for me. My infinite love and blessings to you. Okay? And you're just feeling that energy going right into her heart, and you're seeing all of that black liquid instantly transforming into pure light, right? Like white light, for example. Okay? Once that is done, we are now feeling the brown energy of the earth moving up through the roots, coming into our feet, moving up through our ankles, moving up through our legs, connecting directly to the base of the spine. Okay. As it moves up into the base of the spine, we work with the chakra centers next. Okay, so we start to focus on the root chakra, colored red, like an apple red or tomato red. Okay, seeing that pool of red liquid in your mind, taking your finger, counterclockwise swirl, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Moving up into the next chakra, the navel chakra, colored orange. Okay, seeing that pool of liquid, counterclockwise, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Moving up now into the solar plexus, colored yellow, like lemon. Okay, counterclockwise, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Moving up next into the heart chakra, colored green, like grass. Okay. Counterclockwise, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Moving up now to the throat, aquamarine or sky blue. Okay. Seeing the liquid before you, counterclockwise. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Moving up now into the third eye chakra, ocean blue. Okay, seeing the liquid before you. Counterclockwise. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Finally, moving up to the crown chakra, colored violet. Seeing the liquid before you. Counterclockwise. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay, taking a deep breath in. Deep breath out. Okay, we're going to regather our energies again, just down to the abdomen. So we'll take a deep breath in again, moving that energy, that air, all the way up to the crown chakra. As we finish the inhale, we exhale. We feel the crown chakra opening up. As we slowly exhale, feeling the rainbow light cascading down the body, going all the way down to the bottom of the feet, and connecting directly into the perineum. And now we are bringing our focus and awareness to our heart. We're taking another deep breath in and deep breath out. And as you're breathing in and breathing out, you're feeling the heartbeat, okay? You're tuning into your heartbeat. And as you exhale, you feel the toroidal field expanding, okay? It's our heart rhythm. It's the magnetic field of our heart, the toroidal field, okay? So again, we're seeing it above our head, below our feet. And like I said, there are two hemispheres to the toroidal field. So again, if you're an advanced visualizer, and if you want to see one half of that hemisphere moving in a clockwise direction and the other counterclockwise, you can certainly do that. Otherwise, you can just envision the entire toroidal field moving in a counterclockwise direction. Okay? Up to you. It's all based upon your visualization. Okay, once we have done that, going deeply into the heart, we're going right behind the heart, right to the back of the heart, and we're feeling our spirit light now. Our spirit light is now starting to grow as we inhale. Exhale, we project that spirit light out through the heart, back of the heart, and connecting now to the toroidal field. Okay, so the toroidal field now has the imbuing of spirit light all around it. The grids themselves are now imbued with spirit light. Okay, so spirit light is with you as we're going to be doing our group healing. And then we'll be moving into questions and answers. Okay, so now that the toroidal field is spinning, now that the spirit light is contained in the toroidal field, and your chakras are moving in a counterclockwise direction, you are now ready to receive energy. Okay, so what we're going to do now is we're going to work with the body. Now I want you just to look into one particular area of the body that you feel you would like to relinquish, or basically any dense energy within that area of the body that you want to relinquish, okay? And again, you're using your hands. Your hands are going to be the collectors. So for example, if you have a backache, if you have a headache, right, if you're going through any problems with any of the organs, whatever it is, you're just choosing that one thing, okay? And you're seeing the black etheric roots coming out through the hands, and you're connecting into that area of the body. Oh, Brad, I have a headache. Brad, I have a neck ache. Brad, my back is sore. I have problems with diabetes, whatever it is, okay? We're just putting and anchoring in those black roots into the area of the body that we know is causing us trouble, okay? And as we anchor into that area, we're now looking into that area and we're seeing black liquid, okay? So there's black liquid contained within that particular spot of our body. And this represents stagnant energy, chaotic energy, harsh energy, all right? So once we have located that particular area that we want to help to clear, before we start extracting that black liquid into our hands, we're firstly going to do the apologetic affirmation, okay? Apologetic affirmation, plain and simple. I apologize to my body for being neglectful regarding this condition. I ask for my body's forgiveness. I ask for my body's assistance to clear all of the dense black liquid energy from this area of my body, giving it to spirit to be purified and released in totality. Okay? Simple as that. Just a simple affirmation of what we are looking to do here. To purify, to release, and bringing that into perfection altogether. All right? So once you have found that spot, that area of your body, and you've said that apologetic affirmation, doesn't have to be word for word, just something around those lines, okay? Now you're feeling that black liquid coming up to your hands. So your hands are now collecting all of that black liquid dense energy, putting it directly into your hands, okay? So I'll give you guys a few moments to do that now. Okay. So with all of that black liquid dense energy, whether you are watching this live or whether you're watching this on recording, doesn't matter. It will work either way, okay? So just keeping all of that dense energy in your hands regarding the condition that your body is now working to clear out, and all of that black liquid energy should now be in your hands, okay? I will go ahead now and connect with Spirit. I command God's Spirit Light to completely cancel out, eliminate, neutralize, and purge all of the black liquid dense energy contained within the hands of all those who are watching this video transmission here and now, purging all of that black liquid dense energy from their hands, putting it up into source consciousness to be purified and forgiven in totality. Apply. Okay, let's take a deep breath in. Deep breath out. All right, and so if you guys feel like your hands are empty, you can go ahead and you can confirm that on chat, saying, yep, my hands feel empty of that black liquid, okay? If you notice that there's still a little bit of remains of black liquid in your hands, this is where the toroidal field and the spirit light come in, okay? So you're now just feeling as if spirit light is just wrapping around your entire hand, right down to about just below your wrist, okay? Just like you're putting spiritual soap on yourself, okay? And you're just washing out the hands, okay? You're giving them a good rinse with spirit light, okay? So you're seeing like white spirit light around. You're giving it a good rinse, right? After that, shake it off, okay? And just say, Spirit, clear away this debris. Spirit, clear away this debris that I'm shaking off my hands right now, okay? Yes, yes, thanks, yes, good. Great, guys, that's excellent. So again, like I said, even with this recording, you can go back into the group healing segment and you can continue to remove other areas out of your body that you want to have cleared as well too. It'll still work the same, okay? Thank you guys. So let's go ahead and move into Q&A. So if you guys do have any questions, either for myself or for Adronis, you can go ahead and share. Let's not do personal questions, okay? Personal questions are basically for session time. If you do have questions that may be affecting you personally, let it be a question that will help others as well too. This is why I kind of am a little bit picky about some of the questions, because I want it to really kind of benefit as many people that are watching as possible, okay? Just how I am. So again, if you have personal situations that you're going through, grab a private session, or you can email me if it's something very, very deep and serious and urgent. I'm happy to look into those emails as well too. And then we can go from there to find out what we can do. Okay, so let's, I'm just going to start off from the top here of the chat. And hello, everybody. Thank you. Thank you for being here. I got a lot of people all over the world. I love it. Love seeing those. Oh, this is just from earlier. Devorah says, is the youth code apparel coming out, Brad? Yes, it is coming out. I've had to do some delays because the mind deck was a little bit delayed. I've had to do a lot of last minute work with the mind deck. Now that that is all secure, I can kind of get back into finishing up what I originally intended with the Healing Code shop. So the mind deck is finished. It's now off for print. I had to spend an extra few days, actually an extra couple of weeks, I would say, just kind of getting everything proofed and prepped and ready for the mind deck. So now that that's out of the way, I am going to focus on doing a youth body enhancer, or I think like it's a youth body rejuvenator shirt on the Healing Code shop. So I should have that ready within the next few days. So thank you for that reminder. I will be getting to it. So again, the mind deck was a little bit more of an intense deck because I had to really work with the graphics because the printers have kind of changed a little bit. There's certain demands that they want. So I had to spend a couple weeks just getting all that stuff together. But now it's done. Thank goodness. It's in print. It's ready to go. So I will be working on the shirts as well too. So very good. Thank you for that. Let's go down the list here a bit more. Just a lot of hellos. Hi from Ireland. Hi from Holland. Thank you, guys. Okay, here's a question here, and it's quite a common question that I get, but I'm happy to provide some insight on it. Ava says, are we going to ascend to 5D in our body in this lifetime? Well, I mean, it just depends upon the person. I can't really speak for everybody, right? There may be a person who's 119 years old who maybe only live here for one more year, right? I don't know. But basically, we could say that within this next generation, yes. So definitely within a span of the next 18 years, 17 years, yes, that is exactly what's going to happen. This is what I've been talking about with 2037, 2038. So a little bit more clarity on this because, again, we sometimes get a little bit confused with the idea of the dimensions and the density and what's actually happening here on the Earth. And like I said, there's quite a few different arenas of activity that's taking place upon the planet. Okay, Adronis has talked about the different spans. Okay, right now we're in the span of change, 2016 to 2024. Then we move into the span of renewal, 2035 to 2036, and actually 2037 would be the end of the span of renewal. And then we would move in from 2038 forward. Now, 2038 is the new age. Okay, that is when we actually get into the actual age of Aquarius. Okay, so we're moving into the city limits of the age of Aquarius, December 21st, 2020. Okay, we're going into the boundary. We're entering the city limits, but we're not quite into the heart of the city yet. When we get into 2038, that's the heart of the city. Okay, that is really when we move into the age of Aquarius officially. And that is the harvest. Okay, so really when we're looking at the spans, the span of change, the span of renewal, the span of galactic inauguration from 2038 to 2050. Okay, from 2050, there's no other spans, right? It's basically our course from that point on. At least I have not been told of any spans after that point, after 2050. So those are the spans that Adronis has shared, and he's been sharing that now for a couple of years. Then there is, of course, another form of activity that's taking place. And again, these are kind of like stages or phases, right? And the first stage is the stage of the Great Divide, or stage of displacement, okay? A stage of displacement is basically what we are encountering right now. There is just so much heat on the planet pertaining to people's own perspectives, their own belief systems, their own illusions, and there is just a lot of hitting people over the head, so to speak, with a lot of these energetic aspects of, well, I'm right and you're wrong and you don't know what you're talking about. You should vote for this person. No, don't vote for that person because it's this. And you shouldn't do that. And you blah, 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 blah. And then they're just turning into these dividing lines that are happening all over the place. Right? So people are being displaced because basically people are cutting ties and saying, well, I don't want to talk to you again if you're not going to follow this belief. Well, I'm not going to talk to you again if you do this and blah, 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 blah. And so there's all this cord cutting. All this cord cutting is happening, and people are going their separate ways. They're drawing lines in the sand. And so it's kind of like just looking at a honeycomb with all these cells. People are leaving certain cells and they're going off into their own cells and saying, no, this is how reality should be. This is how life should be. And if you guys don't agree with me, then you're idiots and blah, 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 right? So we're seeing this incredible division, right? Some people, again, will get into the impression of that something that is very, very devious and very, very sinister is actually the light. And unfortunately, that's not the case. And so again, they're going to be hurtled off into their own displaced reality. Like now I said, when December 21st, 2020 comes along, that's the point of no return, which means those people on their cells are going to continue to ride out the momentum of the path that they are choosing on that very day. Okay, it really comes down to the day. As soon as you hit December 21st, 2020, poof, it's like a shockwave. And now we have the point of no return. Now we have people riding out momentum. Okay, yes, there's certainly a lot of alignments taking place that day. It is not the day of harvest, though. Okay, it's not harvest. It's not moving up to fourth density. That's not what this is. Okay, but it is a very, very important deadline. Okay, it is basically that if the world elites did not get into their full stature of their agendas by December 21st, 2020, they will never be able to reach it, right? And they haven't been able to reach it. And they never will be able to reach it. So therefore, as their plans become foiled, as December 21st comes along, it doesn't matter what they tried to implement. It will not work. It will be canceled out very, very quickly, right? We are just moving into such an incredible change, an incredible shift, an incredible elevation of being right now. Our world is going through such a bright, shining light of truth that, again, people who have been burying a lot of their truth, who have been conceived by lies, who have concealed their truth deep within these beds of shadows, what the light does is it pulls all of that debris out of ourselves, okay? And basically, how does this light come upon a planet? We are the ones that are bringing this light upon the planet, truly, because of our thought forms, because of the thoughts that we empower. You will notice that as you go into the Akashic records, and as you start talking to the guardians there, or the Lord there, for example, or just going into your own kind of stroll through the Akashic records, you'll ask a particular question. What is humanity's strongest thought that is energetically charged on the planet? World peace. That is the most powerful thought in all of humankind right now on the collective level. The most powerful thought that we commonly think is world peace. It's almost as big as the earth itself. That's a thought form, okay? And that's a thought form that we have been spending so much time in our own ponderances, in guided meditations, in worldwide meditations. There have been millions and millions and millions of people that have been meditating on world peace for a very long time, right? Going back many hundreds or even thousands of years. Our most prominent thought form on the planet is world peace, okay? So as that thought form is so prominent, everything that represents world peace, well, the earth herself needs to transform into what that planet is going to become. If it is going to be a planet of world peace, well, the first thing that we have to do is we have to expose all this corruption. We have to get this corruption out in the open because it is a foul corruption. It is a corruption that is so cunning and so devious that it has been able to thrive for thousands of years. And it requires the amount of population of human beings on this planet right now to get behind that particular thought form and start to pull and unravel all of this heavy debris that has been so heavily toxic and contained deeply within the bowels of the earth that it's now going to start spewing out. Okay? It's very much like how our body goes through a metamorphosis when we have a fever. Okay? If there's a fever that breaks and we're trying to clear out a virus, it's exactly what our body does. It goes through a hell of a time, right? It needs to increase its body temperature. It's going to work. It's clearing out this virus. It's working with antibodies. It's working with white blood cells. And it's taking this virus out. That is exactly what's happening on the planet right now. Because we have given that intention for world peace. We are bringing a peacefulness into ourselves because even the most ignorant person truly just wants to have peace. They want to have harmony. So even they're empowering it as well too. Many of us don't know that we are, but we are, right? One of the biggest intentions, especially when you ask a child, what do you guys want? World peace. We want everybody to get along. We want to share this earth with everybody. We want to see happiness. We want to see an end to poverty. We want to see an end to war. We want to see an end to suffering. All of this needs to go. Well, in order for that to go, we have to see what's been under our feet for a very, very long time. And this has been under our feet for a very, very long time. So the earth is working together with this light of spirit. It's coming upon the planet. There's cosmic administration that's helping out behind the scenes as well too, because we're attracting them as part of this thought, because we are going to be joining that cosmic administration. We are going to be joining those confederations. We're going to be joining those organizations. But before that can happen, we got to get this sickness. We got to get this virus out of our body. This is why there will never be the idea of mandatory vaccinations on a worldwide level. There will never be a war on a worldwide level again. All of that has come and gone. So everything that these elitists, so to speak, there's nothing really elite about them, but what they're trying to do is they're trying to enforce this system upon people when the people are not in the vibration on a collective level to get into that alignment. In order for you to enslave a population, that population has to be willing to do that. I'm not too sure if they've forgotten that because that's part of a universal principle. It's kind of a very, very weird law. That's how it works. You cannot enslave a person unless they are willing to be enslaved, right? And those who are willing to be enslaved are on that sinking ship. And you can hold out your hand and reach out to those people with your hand as much as you can. Say, no, 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 no. My government's going to save me. My leaders will save me. They've been elected to help me, and I'm going to be helped. And now they're just going down like the Titanic. Unfortunately, there's nothing you can do for those people, right? You can always send them love, but again, they have to be the ones to receive that love. They have to take it, right? So again, as I said, this is all part of a large virus that is being attacked, and we are the white blood cells, right? We are attacking that virus, that pollution, that toxin that is contained inside the earth and has been there for thousands of years. And the time will come within the next generation or two, it may not even be that long, about how this insidious virus came upon our planet in the first place, because it's not from Earth, okay? The entire virus, this satanic aspect of how humans got messed in with all this, wasn't even from this planet. It's not even from Earth, okay? It's all of these ancient civilizations that have come here because they are all about rule, right? Some will say, oh, it's the Draco. Well, Draco is part of it, right? Oh, it's the Soul Rebellions. They're a part of it. It's the Jinn. They're a part of it. It's all part of a very large, dark conglomerate. But it's not going to be part of our reality. We're rising above that entire grid that represents that darkness. That darkness, that shadow, that control is not going to be a part of our reality anymore. Okay, we're shifting above it. We will not experience that, except for those who are on the sinking ship. They are going to be experiencing that, and they have their masters in that sense, their overlords, that they may have to answer to, right? And these overlords have no problem in being able to torture them tremendously, right? But again, that's their reality. They're in that alignment with that type of energy, and I certainly wouldn't want to get caught up in that type of energy. So we are moving up into a higher vibration where everything pertaining to the shackles of the earth is now starting to come off, right? We're lifting our energy up. We're moving ourselves up into higher vibration. And I know it's hard for a lot of families. I mean, I had to really kind of cut a lot of my family out of my life when I was starting to do this work. And as much as I love my family, regardless of the path that they walk, God is more important. Right? And I've gotten some retaliation by saying that, saying, Brad, are you saying that God's more important than your family? Yeah, I am. I'm saying that God is more important than friendship. I'm saying that God is more important than family. I'm saying that God is more important than everything on this earth. And that, again, is what you are going to discover, is when you move up into God, you're always happy to help brother, sister, humanity. But when it comes to the idea of where all your love belongs, it belongs to the Father. It belongs to Mother, Father, God. Because without God, none of us would be here. None of us would exist. Because all there is God, right? So I've kind of trailed off your question a bit here, Ava, but you're just basically talking about 5D and fourth density. So that will be the time of the harvest, 2037, 2038, okay? So 2038 really is the golden year. 2037 is kind of like the climaxing year that's leading up into that, right? But 2038 would be like the golden nugget of the year. But 2037, we got lots of exciting stuff that's happening there that's leading into the harvest. Okay, this is just what I've personally received. The only other person that's speaking about this is John Van Elken, okay? He has talked about 2038 as well, too. Him and I are the only two talking about this. Maybe others will be talking about it in the next few years. I don't know. I guess we're just early birds. So that would be the time of harvest. And again, it's like the point of no return, that December 21st, 2020, where you are at in that way is going to be the momentum carried forward. When we get into 2037, 2038, where you are at will be the momentum carried forward. Okay? And that's the harvest. So some will stay in a very, very elevated third density Earth, okay? Our third density Earth is going to be beautiful. It's going to be a paradise too, which means, I lost the 4th density train. I didn't make the harvest. Doesn't really matter. You're going to have an amazing planet to play with. Right? It's going to be a very beautiful world here in the 3rd for those that decide to remain. Okay? And then when we move up into 4th density, for those of you that go there, right, that's an entirely new Earth that hasn't been touched by man. Okay? But there are many different realities that people will go to, right? It's a splitting altogether. So everybody's going 8 billion different ways. 8 billion different people, 8 billion different ways. Some will stay here. Some will go to other worlds, other planets, other Earths. They may go back into their stasis bodies. They may go back into their civilizations. Others may go back into non-physicality. They will become one with God. It all depends. Again, Adronis and I have both said we can't predict what will happen around that time. Everybody just goes their own way, right? And there's so many different ways that you can go. It's infinite as the universe itself. So that's why we can't really give a generic response to that, is that when that time comes, everybody goes to their respective path, their respective way, their respective reality. Okay? So that would be the idea of harvest. So thank you, Ava. And that's kind of a long answer, but nonetheless, it's a good question. So thank you. Okay, let's go down the list here a little bit more. Oh, and Michelle, thank you very much for your contribution. I appreciate that. Oops, I lost my spot again. I hate it when that happens. Okay, let me go back down here. Okay, so let me go down. Let's check out some more questions. Someone says, I don't know how to envision a toroidal field. Is it like a sphere? Put it up on Google. Right? It's being able to just explain it doesn't really do it justice. There's kind of a spheroid-like quality to it, but not quite. Right? There's some bends and curvatures into it. Just pull up the torus field on Google Images, and you'll see a perfect image of it in that way. Okay, the torus field is the natural geometry of your energy field. It's the natural geometry of the Earth. Right? It's the natural energy, the natural geometry within every living thing. Right? It contains the toroidal field. So again, Google Images will help you with that. Okay, let's go down a little bit more. Hi, Brad and Adronis. Hi. Yeah, Elham says, is there something big that will happen before the election? Eternal blessings. That's hard to say. It could be something before or after the elections, but there is something that's in the works. It all just depends upon timing, right? I know there are some people that are saying that there's a big election, there's a big announcement to come just before the election happens. Some may say it might happen afterwards in that particular way. Everything is timing. It's all a timing game with this. So I don't have an exact time because I'm never good at picking out exact dates with situations. Have I felt that there's big announcements to come? Oh, absolutely, right? There are going to be some massive data dumps coming. Some people, again, are just kind of theorizing of what the big announcement may be. Right? It may represent the idea of the exposure of treason from some of these elitists in that way. That could be one particular announcement. We're only just kind of speculating in that way. But that really is up into the people who are in the who has basically been given the authority to do this, right? So it could be today, it could be tomorrow, it could be on election day, it could be the next few days afterwards. We don't know, right? But there is certainly a lot of talk about a big announcement, and I have talked about data dumps coming, especially in November, December, leading up into 2021. That is definitely going to happen as well too. Exactly when, I don't know, but again, that's the closest approximation I can give, because like I said, I'm not all about big dates. Even when I'm saying 2037, 2038, that's really all I can tell you guys. I don't know the precise dates of when that's happening. There's a feeling it may be again around the solstices, but we'll just have to see. All right. So, best I can give. But yes, there's a lot of talk about big announcements coming to expose. So, and I wouldn't be surprised if that happens today or tomorrow or on election day, really. Okay. How to travel to parallel realities, Adronis. Okay, to travel to parallel realities. All right. Good question, Blissful Gabriel. Thank you. So why don't I go ahead and bring Adronis in, and he can share some insight on that. Here we go. Tira. Sol. Adronis. We are here. At this time, we bid you greetings, and thank you very much for the opportunity of this interaction today. I am Adronis of Sirius, sending love, appreciation, and gratitude to all who are tuning into this broadcast through your internet collective consciousness. We would like to remind all of you that the information that we shall provide is simply that of our perspective, our point of view. For all knowledge, all information, all creation itself resides within your very hearts, beings, and souls. So there is a question from the entity known as Blissful Gabriel. Thank you. How do we connect to other parallel realities? How do we travel to different parallel realities? Well, if you would like to do us the pleasure of closing your eyes and getting yourselves nice and relaxed, we'll show you. So, as your eyes are closed and you are breathing slowly and harmoniously, and you see void all around you, we would like you to see stars coming into that void. And we would like you to see a tunnel-like vortex that is spiraling blue light that is therefore coming upon you. And you feel compelled through your astral body to start walking through this vortex of blue light. And as you come to the end of that vortex of blue light, you see a contingency of different white light that therefore converge into one singularity. And that one singularity now opens itself up, and lo and behold, before it, you see an earth. And we want you now to look at that earth. For this is your earth. It's your own pristine earth. You look upon the land. You look upon the shores. You look upon the ocean. You even ascend higher above it and look upon the planetary sphere itself. This is your earth. Congratulations. You've just gone into your own respective reality. Take a deep breath in. Take a deep breath out. And return back into your physical body. And you can open your eyes. There you go. You just went into another parallel reality. Now, you can also look at yourself right now, your surroundings, and we want you now to imagine your surroundings have changed. If you are sitting inside your house, all of a sudden now you're sitting on the sands of a beach. Let's snap our fingers again. You're now sitting on top of the Great Pyramid of Giza. Let's snap our fingers again. You are now on top of the summit of Mount Everest. Let's snap our fingers again. You are now in outer space looking at the earth from your beautiful point of view, seeing her in her entirety. Let's snap our fingers again. We're back into physical reality. Those again were different realities. Well, how did you get there? Through the power of your mind, through the power of your thoughts, brought you into these different realities. Yeah, but Adronis, my physical body didn't go there. It doesn't have to. Because, as Brad has already told you, you are more than your physical body. The idea of reality is that which you experience. For all reality itself really is just a hologram. It's nothing but holographic reality. It's the experiences that you preserve. It's the experiences that your soul uses to evolve. And that's the idea of moving into different realities. Well, is it actually possible, Adronis, for me to bring my body into these realities through a lot of disciplining? Yes. Through a lot of inner work? Yes. Through disciplining your mind on different levels? Yes. But again, these are all just mind games. This is all just mind play. It doesn't matter whether you bring your physical body with you or not. All of this that we have just shown you and more much more, many more, infinitely more is available to you just by making it your experience. You can look at the rings of Saturn right now and you can feel yourself walking upon the rings of Saturn. You can go to Pluto and feel yourself just walking upon the atmosphere of Pluto. Again, if you are able to envision it, if you are able to feel yourself there, that's an experience. Oh, but I may not be able to prove this to anybody. You can't prove it to anybody. You cannot even prove to anybody else that you exist, let alone prove what you have been able to do through your mind. So this is about letting it go. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter about parallel realities, probable realities. Whatever you decide to do is always going to be based upon your own experience. It doesn't need to be proof-worthy. Because again, that's just another faculty of the mind. I have to prove that I've been on another planet. To who? Oh, to my family and to my friends and everybody else, so I can develop a following. Who cares? Again, that's nothing but egoic process. But I have to be on this other planet. I want to pick up a rock. I want to bring it back to me on Earth, like a moon rock, for example. For what? Oh, to show everybody how great I am. That, again, is just more egoic process. Let it all go. It doesn't matter. You are not here on this planet to win people over, because that's an egoic process. Everybody else is you. Whether you have people in your life who love you or hate you, doesn't matter. They're you. They're all versions of yourself. You don't need to win them over. You don't need to feel like you have to be Mr. Hotshot, holding up a moon rock and saying, look what I did in my own astral experience. And then I was able to take my physical body there, and I was able to pick up this moon rock, and I was able to transport myself right back to my desk, and I'm holding up this big gigantic moon rock for all of you to envy over. Because that's all you really want to do. You want to win people over. You want to have praise upon yourself. That is egoic process. And that is not going to get you anywhere. So, yes, you have a body, but you are not the body. Yes, you have a mind, but you are not the mind. Go deeper. Go beyond. As you make peace with the body, as you make peace with the mind, and you come into the heart of spirit, into the heart of your heavenly parent. Because that is where the joy truly is. That is where the love exists truly, is with your parent, is with God, because God is all that there is. So, you have observed other realities, and you can play with as many realities as you want. It's all up to you, but that really doesn't matter. Make peace with the body and the mind, move up to God, be with your parent, and let the love flow between you and God and you, because God loves you more than you can ever know. We thank you very much. One moment, please. Okay, thank you, Adronis, and thank you very much, Gabriel, for your question. All right, I think we'll take about 2 or 3 more questions, and we're going to wrap it up. Okay, here's another good one, actually just underneath Gabriel's question here. From Beatbag. Love the name. Question for Adronis, or Brad. Okay, maybe I'll take this one. What role does the gamma brainwave play in human experience? What does it do? What is the best way to use brainwaves as humans? Science is still trying to figure that out, right? Science does not have a definitive answer relating to the idea of the gamma brainwave state. It's that it's the highest frequency of the brainwave states that we have. Basically, I would say is that it's the manifestation of blissful states when you are in an extreme state of bliss, because what scientists have done is they've been able to wire up the heads of monks. And when monks go into meditation and they meditate on compassion, that gamma wave skyrockets, right? It goes into heightened states. To me, it's almost like a spiritual brainwave, right? It's basically you're moving into the greatest levels of spirit. And the gamma frequency in that sense, going in the higher vibrational oscillation that it does, really picks you up. It's also kind of seen as like a download state as well too, when you get downloads, when you accumulate information into yourself, and when you're blissed out, when you're high on love in that way. Even if you guys are doing the BCR technique, and if we had some people to wire your heads together, and you're feeling all this love flowing through you, many of you would probably have skyrocketing gamma brainwave states coming through, right? We have, the beta, the alpha, the theta, the delta, and those are all important, but they're lower hertz in regards to frequency. The gamma frequency operates on a much more higher rate, on a higher frequency, on a higher beam, you could say. So that, again, in that sense, could be seen as a spirit wave or a God wave in that way. It may also represent that when one is able to harmoniously manifest in that way, where I've talked about the idea of thought reaction or thought action, and you're being able to see something as already happening, and it becomes so, that gamma wave will probably spike all the way up as well too. So it's a powerful level of manifestation. It's a power level of bonding with spirit, with bonding with love. Like I said, it could be the idea of the God wave in that way. Science doesn't know. Okay, I've even done some research with this about the gamma wave. And they're still not even familiar with it. They're still not aware about why this happens. They haven't really been able to find, the quote-unquote data. They see the idea of the effect when you say, okay, we want you to now start meditating on love and compassion. The monk does that, and they go into these incredible states where the gamma waves are just going through the roof, right? I even have this right here, okay? This is Muse, right? So you basically do this. Yeah, I look good. I look like a Klingon. All right, and then you turn it on. Okay, and then you monitor it through your phone, and you have a what's known as the Muse monitor, and you can actually monitor your brainwave states as well too. When I've monitored mine, I've even tried connecting with Adronis as well too. The alpha and the theta, the alpha and the data, alpha and the delta waves go up very, very high when I start to go into the process of bringing Adronis through. What also spikes up quite a bit is the gamma as well too. It goes to around the 50, 60 decibel rate. When if I'm not channeling Adronis, it goes to around 40 or so. So when Adronis comes through, there's a bit of a spike in the gamma, and there's a large, major spike, particularly in the alpha and in the delta as well too. The theta is still quite strong as well. The beta is also quite strong, but the ones that really, really spike are the alpha and the delta. I'm about to say data. I don't know why. Alpha and delta. And then the gamma moves up quite a few decibels as well too. So again, like I said, if you have that, you can play around with that. But again, science has not been able to discover why that happens yet, about what that represents. But again, my feeling is it's much more about spiritual connection. It's connecting much more to the spirit body. Okay, so that's my own take on it. All right, let's go down to one more question. I think we're going to wrap up after that. Okay, well, this one seems pretty urgent, and I think we'll talk about this one. Why are governments doing lockdowns for a second time when there's no medical evidence that they help? Because they're all about trying to create a control agenda, right? Like I said, but it will not succeed, okay? I've been talking about this on Facebook, for those of you who follow me on Facebook as well too. And I've looked into the idea of them trying to do a second lockdown, okay? In Canada, they are talking about a second wave. They have built a lot of self-isolation centers here in Canada. New Zealand has also talked about the idea of concentration camps in that way. But again, it's only going to be allowed to go so far, right, guys? And again, I don't expect everybody to believe exactly what I say, right? But I share this nonetheless. There is a cosmic, loving, divine plan. And it's like I talked about earlier, is that the Earth is moving up into such a heightened frequency that energy cannot follow, but we are going to witness events of that happening. So like I said, when you start moving into your life foundation circle, when you start moving into 5-minute focus, you may see the entire world around you going in chaos. You will not be affected by it, right? The idea of anything in regards to any intrusions won't even come to your door because you have empowered your foundation circle so greatly that it's almost like you're invisible to these people. Right? You're basically just shifting yourself into another reality where someone's screaming and in chaos, and that's a next door neighbor, But you're in your foundation and you're meditating on your couch and you're sending love to everybody. And it's like you have become invisible to them because you've raised your frequency up so much. What I also suggest in that sense is don't fight the system, all right? We can basically protest it against it, but if we try to lower ourselves in the idea of trying to fight fire with fire, you will lose, and that's not the path to take. Just continue to share with what you get from Spirit. Just continue to share and to expose, right? It's really just working with what Mahatma Gandhi has taught many of us, right? Nonviolent resistance. And to continue to work with that. And I've already seen visions about how this is all going to go. This is pretty much going to last on a worldwide level up to about the springtime of 2021. Okay? When we get into the springtime, there are major shifts where everything pertaining to the entire COVID agenda, I think, will probably be exposed. And there's just going to be a lot of people in celebration saying, thank God this is over. Right? So the feeling is spring of 2021 will be a combination time. The feeling may be like April, for example. But there is going to be, like I said, a lot of data dumps that are going to be coming out, and it's going to be exposing everybody. There's also a lot of talk about world leaders being replaced here in November. Okay, November or December, that some world leaders are going to be replaced. They're actually going to be removed from power in secret, and there may be new rules, new policies that are coming together relating to, revoting or anything of that nature. Something is going to coordinate itself appropriately. So there's a lot of things that are in the works right now. But yes, I mean, even here in Canada, they're planning to do a second lockdown, right? They're planning to do it in November. I've already exposed this previously through other people who are exposing it as well. So that's happening. With the United States, like I said, people have gotten kind of pissy with me because I've said that, but really the light of the world exists in the United States of America. They're the last holdouts because a lot of European countries, Asian countries, even Canada and Mexico are still basically under control by a lot of these stooges, right? And the one who is basically not a stooge, he's not an angel by any means, but he's anti-establishment, is Trump, right? And I'm not a Donald Trump fan, I'm not a supporter, but again, I look at these things in the middle ground. I look at them neutrally. And I get people really pissed at me if I even say his name. And they just want to tear you apart. I said, guys, I'm not doing this to kiss his ass. I'm telling you guys because this is something that, again, is being shared by me and through me, through Spirit, is that Donald Trump really is the one that is going to go against the grain, and other leaders are going to start following him, right? He's going to be the example. Is he an asshole? Yeah, he can be an asshole. Does he have some of his own agendas that we may not agree with? Absolutely, right? I'm not a big fan of fracking or anything like that. I think it would be better to have no oil industry whatsoever. There's a lot of things about what he does that I don't agree with. But what he represents is someone who is going against the grain. And there's going to be other leaders that are going to follow suit with that. And this is what we're going to see in 2021, is more leaders coming up and going against the grain. So, yes, I'm not waving a Trump flag in that way. I'm Canadian, first of all. And the funny thing is there's a lot of Canadians that absolutely love Donald Trump. They love him to bits, right? And there's a lot of Trump rallies, even in Canada as well, too, right? They're waving Trump flags here in Canada as well, too. So they say, hey, if you guys don't want him, we'll take him. We'll take him. You can have the Prime Minister, Trudeau. You can have the Prime Sinister, Trudeau. Go ahead and have that jackass, right? We'll take him, right? That's from the minds of many of them. So again, this is really what's happening, is that there's a going against the grain momentum that is going to take over a lot more as we move into 2021. These peace deals that have been happening is a sign for that, right? These are basically ex-cabal members that are surrendering, okay? And now they're going to be going under their own gigantic revolution as well, too, because those leaders that are surrendering are pretty much going to be booted from power as well, too. So again, there's going to be a lot of resistance. There's going to be a lot of going against the grain of the traditional establishment, right? And that's been happening right now a lot throughout this whole year. And now that's going to continue in 2021 because that is the year of transition. That is the year of death, okay? A lot of old systems are going to be dying. And like I said, I think it's going to be going really, really quickly. As quickly as this has all begun, it will end, right? In the next 5-6 months, I'd say we can say goodbye to the COVID agenda entirely. But there needs to be a lot of appropriately calculated timing to drop these data dumps at appropriate times, right? So I know there's probably a lot of people on my in my audience right now who says, I love Trump, I can't stand the bastard. I love Trump, I can't stand the bastard, okay? It's okay. I don't care. Whether you love the guy or not, it doesn't matter. It's all about looking in regards to the momentum of where this event is going through. I'm not getting romantically involved with the figures that are all part of this grand event that is helping to shift this world into a grander awakening. I don't care about that, right? It's about the saying that I just see exactly this role this person is playing, and kudos to them for wanting to have such a role. That's great. But I'm not going to be kissing his butt or anything like that, right? It's just the idea of saying this is all part of the plan that he's signed up for. And it's all part of a larger plan because we're all involved in this great shift. It's not behind one man. But that one man is in that sense being an influence. So that's great. But it's looking at the entirety of the event that is going to lead into a worldwide awakening. And that's what I look at, right? And so, yes, there's certainly support there that I have for him. But, it's not about the idea of me saying that I'm, waving a Trump flag and all that. I support with what he's doing because he is part of a caveat that is saying, hey, I'm going against the grain of this establishment and I'm moving this forward. But he has quite a few flaws within himself as well, too. He is no angel by any means. But again, that's subject to interpretation. That's just my own perspective on that, okay? And again, I don't want to get too much into a political discussion, right? Too late, maybe? But a second wave will not succeed. It will not succeed into the state of its fruition, right? It is going to tumble. It is going to go up into a certain phase, and then once it hits there, it's going to go down. This is being brought out because it's helping others to become awakened about what's happening, and so it'll be allowed to happen for a certain amount of time as the great awakening becomes greater. And that's why it's being allowed. And I'll use that word in great quotes. It's allowed to continue to happen, right? It's all part of the divine plan. If the divine plan says, okay, this is all done now, COVID is out of the picture, just like that, it's gone. And that is exactly what's going to happen as we move into the springtime of 2021, okay? So in the meantime, you guys build your life foundation circle. You guys build your 5-minute focus. You guys do your BCR and TC technique. You start working and creating the circle of your reality as you rebuild it. That's where you are needed, right? Become the shining light example of the person that you're needing to be, okay? And I guess that's pretty much what Trump is doing, right? He's had a lot of animosity in his past, but he again has understood that his soul has accepted this role and he's carrying it out, right? And like I said, it's looking at the Great Awakening itself rather than the idea of one person, because there's going to be other leaders who are going to step up and they're going to do similar things as well too. And kudos to them, right? But that doesn't matter. What's important is the event itself. That's what's important, because that's leading into worldwide awakening, and it's all 8 billion of us that are working together. And again, empowering that thought form of world peace. All right. Thank you, Ali. Thank you, everybody, for all of your questions today. And I will be back this Friday, of course, for Adronis 2021, the year of transition. Okay. It's happening this Friday, 12 p.m. Pacific, 3 p.m. Eastern on YouTube Live. So again, don't worry. You don't have to register. You don't have to pay for it. It's free. I'm looking forward to this one. Again, Adronis is going to share a lot of information. We are going to have Q&A as well, too. All right. So it's going to be a humdinger of an event. So take care, guys. Thank you so much. And I'll speak to you all on Friday. Namaste, and may it be well with you.